Hey guys, welcome back and welcome if you are new here. So for today's video, I thought I would kind of go through some new releases that got released in the last, I want to say like month or two that I have collected, and I bought everything myself. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I have some foundation, I have an eye palette, I have a face palette, and I have some lashes to try on for you guys. So that's what this video is going to be about today. But before I get into the video, it would be greatly appreciated if you guys haven't already, if you would subscribe to my channel. It really means the world to me. And of course, thank you guys so much for those of you who are already subscribed. Okay, so getting right in, the first thing that I have bought that just released last month would be this Elizabeth Arden hyaluronic acid foundation. And for those of you who watched some of my earlier videos, you guys know I am so obsessed with Elizabeth Arden skincare. I love using those little capsules. I have all of them, so I just love them so much. I just find their skincare really straightforward, and there's no fillers, there's no like nothing like that. It's just straight up active ingredients in those little capsules. So when I found out they were coming out with a new foundation, I went and I bought it the very first day that it launched. So this is the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Skin Caring Foundation with hyaluronic acid, vitamin C and E. So I'm so excited to try this out because they have recently just came out with hyaluronic acid capsules, and they're probably my favorite ones to date. Like, I love the hyaluronic acid capsules so much. It's actually what I used last night because I wanted my skin to be nice and plump for today. Okay, so this is the foundation. I haven't tested this on my face yet, so I'm hoping it's the right shade, but this one is in the shade 110N. Has a little pump on it, which I absolutely love. I appreciate that so much, because if you were spending money on a foundation, like, this wasn't cheap, this was $50 Canadian. So I'm just going to be applying that to my Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna start off with like one pump. So really quickly, I'm just gonna pin my hair back because some of you hate the fact that I do my makeup with my hair kind of in my face. So, ooh, okay. I think this is going to be a really nice shade match. Just gonna put a little bit more on my sponge. Super early first impression. It actually feels very nice. And I can tell right away that it's gonna be buildable, so it's not coming on way too cakey really fast. It's actually coming on fairly light, and you can build it up. Okay, so this is blended in as good as I can get it, I think. And I don't know if it's because I don't wear like a full face of foundation anymore, because when I go to work, I typically just wear like concealer and then maybe a little bit of powder just kind of around my face because I am wearing a mask. But I don't know, I think it's because I'm not used to wearing like a full thing of liquid foundation, but I feel like it did go on very thin and very dewy. So like, but it's not overly dewy where everything is like super shiny. It's kind of like a nice dewy, but I don't know. I think I'm just not used to wearing liquid foundation anymore. Like, it's been a while. I'm going to see how this looks with putting concealer and then setting it with powder, and then I will kind of judge from there. But I mean, so far so good. Like, my skin feels very hydrated and very healthy. So I'm going to pop in with some concealer. I'm going to be going in with the MAC 24 Hour Smoothwear Concealer. This is in the shade NW22. Gonna blend that in. Okay, so now I am going to bake under my eyes only, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade 05 Fair. I don't want to use this all over my face, like on my forehead and chin, because I will be setting my face with a powder in one of the palettes that I have coming up next. Okay, so I think I'm just going to leave it there for now. I'm going to hop off camera and do brows. And this is the QUO Sculpting Brow Pomade in the shade Ash. So I love this. This is like a dupe for the ABH Dip Brow Pomade. And I think I might like this a little better. So if you guys are looking for a really good dupe, which is affordable and definitely lesser in price, I would suggest this QUO Beauty one if you are living in Canada. Okay, so I'm going to hop off and do brows, and I will be right back. Okay, so brows are done, and as you can see, I wiped off the bake that was under my eyes. So now it's time for the second item that I have purchased, and this is by Hourglass, and this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpt Face Palette. Usually they come out with one of these like every year. It's like a limited edition item, and every year I said no, it's too expensive. I just kind of passed on the whole thing. But for some reason, this one, like, look at the case. You can kind of see everything through the case. It's like a mirror. So just gonna open this up, and oh my goodness, the shades look so pretty. This is what they look like here. So you do get 6 shades. I believe the first 2 in the first row is a like all over setting powder. Then we have like a highlight, and we have bronzer, and then we have 2 blushes. So this year's one looked so pretty. Like, I couldn't resist myself. And lucky for me, it comes with this little like guide of how to use this palette, which I'm so grateful for, because sometimes I get a little bit confused of like which kind of lighting thing is what. So it does come with this, and I will be taking the suggestions from this. Okay, so it says number 1, apply diffuse light or dim light finishing powder all over the face. So that would be these 2 shades here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just going to mix them. I'm just going to go in with this Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH13 brush, and I'm literally just tapping into the both of them, and I'm going to set my face with the 2 of them mixed. It's so funny because whenever I purchase like something from Hourglass, I feel so like adulty. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm 29 years old, but for some reason, whenever I purchase something by Hourglass, I'm like, oh, this is the mature makeup that I should be buying. Ooh, Hourglass. It's so bougie and so like sophisticated that I just feel like I'm an actual adult when I buy this kind of makeup. But it just has that kind of aesthetic to the whole thing, like the whole brand, the packaging, everything that they offer. It just feels very mature and very sophisticated and bougie. So I really do like that as a finishing powder, like all over the face. I know you guys can't see it in camera, but it just gave me the nicest like subtle glowiness to my skin. I know you can't see it, but it doesn't look too glowy. It's not highlighty or anything like that. It's literally just like a really healthy, radiant glow. Okay, so now it's time for bronzer, and this one here is Natural Bronze Light in the corner. So I usually use like a bigger brush like this for bronzer, but because the little square is so tiny, I'm going to resort back to my all-time favorite contouring brush, and this is the Sigma Small Contour F05 brush. I have not used this in so long, but I'm just going to dip into that with my brush and just apply this where I would normally apply bronzer. Okay, so that is it for the bronzer. I really like that. It just gives you like a really nice subtle like color to your skin, so really like that. There are 2 different kinds of blushes. There's Mood Exposure or Vibrant Flush. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix into the both of these and then just apply some to my cheeks. Okay, so that gave the most beautiful, like, natural looking flush to my cheeks. I absolutely love those 2 shades mixed together. So now there is a highlighter shade in here, which is the 3rd one over. And I normally do highlighters like one of my last steps, but because we're already in this palette, I might as well just use it now. So I'm just going to go in with my trusty Sigma F03 brush, and I'm just going to tap into this. It looks like really, not kind of dark, but really champagne-y, so it'll be interesting to see what this looks like on my skin. Ooh, okay, so this gives the most glowy, like healthy shine for a highlighter. It's like not too like blinding, but it just gives like a really pretty, I don't want to say natural because it's not really natural. It's like there's definitely like some sheen there that is so pretty. Okay, so we are done with this palette, and I have to say I am very impressed by everything that is in here. I loved all the shades. Like, I literally used every single shade in the palette on my face. So I would say this is a definite go for me, and I am actually happy that I purchased this. Okay, so now we are pretty much done with the face, and it's time for eyes. And I was pretty excited about buying this because it is my very first item by Pat McGrath, and this is actually the Pat McGrath Mthrshp Mega Celestial Divinity palette. So I just thought this was so pretty. The packaging on this is so different and just so nice. Like, as soon as I seen this was being launched, I completely went and purchased this right away. This is the outside of the palette. Super pretty, super fun. And you open it, I couldn't help it. I like swatched a couple shades already. I just had to see what they felt like. So this is the palette. I just think this is gorgeous, and you could do some pretty fun, funky stuff with this. And I just thought for the holidays, it is like the perfect addition and the perfect thing for me to try as a Pat McGrath first. Okay, so now's the tricky part of what on earth I'm gonna be doing a look with these colors, because it's always like the biggest struggle for me is trying to figure out what kind of look I'm gonna do when you are given so much pretty colors. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do a purpley look, since there are a lot of different purpley kind of shades in here, and it's kind of different. I don't dabble into like vibrant colors that much, even though I should. So I think this is a good excuse for me to just go in, dive into some color, and try it out. So I am gonna go in with this pink shade down here, and it is called Venezuelan Orchid. That's like such a pretty name. I'm just going to go in with that with a large fluffy brush just into the crease area. So that actually blended in extremely well, and now I'm gonna go in with another shade. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade here called Electron. It's like a really nice berry shade, and I'm just going to slightly tap this on the ends, but kind of bringing it in a little bit towards the center of the eye. Just gonna do the same on this one, just really quickly lay down the color. And before we go further, I am gonna do a little bit to my bottom lids just so I don't feel as crazy looking. So I'm gonna go into that first shade up here, and I'm gonna mix it with the other one over here, Electron, and I'm just going to put that on my bottom lid. Okay, so now that we kind of have the foundation down of like what we're doing, I think I'm going to go in with like an all over lid color. And of course the color that is like the brightest and the most pigmenty looking color in the whole thing for me is this one right here. So this one is called Fuchsia Shock. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade all over my lid. So I'm just going to take some on my finger, and oh my gosh, it's like bright, but it's so pretty. And I'm just gonna go in and put this mostly on my whole lid. I'm just gonna do it in a couple of layers so it's really on there and really opaque. And I'm just going to the other eye, doing the same thing. This color is absolutely like stunning. Like, this color is so pretty. So now I'm just going in and blending the edges a little bit with my MAC brush. So I think what I want to do now is I want to kind of go into the center of the lid and like kind of like pack on a little bit of a different shimmer. So I think I'm going to go into this second shade called Odyssey, this one right here. And I'm just going to be dipping in with another finger. And it's like a really pretty, it almost like it shifts a little bit green. Like, that is like such a stunning color. You guys probably can't see it on my finger, but I'm just going in and applying this right on the center of my lid. And again on the other side. That is like the prettiest shade. That is so nice. So what I think I'm gonna do now is I just want to incorporate a little bit of depth to it. So I am going to be going in to this really purple shade over here. It's called Violet Void. I'm just going to be taking another brush and I'm going to be dipping into that. And I'm just going to focus this a little bit into the outer V just to add a little bit of depth. And I'm going to be doing the same to the other side. And I'm just slightly dragging this down, kind of on an angle to kind of meet that other shade that we put on top. I think I'm going to go in with that topper that I put on before and just add a little bit more there, just so it doesn't get lost in with that darker purple. I'm going to go into this top champagne shade up here, and this one is called Lunar Champagne. Like, such a pretty name. Like, I am obsessed with like celestial things and like space, the stars, the moon. Like, I love all that kind of stuff, so this palette is right up my alley in terms of the whole theme and vibe of it. So I'm just going to go in with that shade with a little Morphe Y22 brush, and I'm just going to put that right on the inner corner. And I think I'm going to go in with the shade down here and just top it off with that. The shade is called Galactic Gold. Such a fun shade name. Same brush. And that one tops really nicely on top of the champagne. And I'm just gonna add some to my brow bone. I really should have like cleaned up my brows, like plucked the little hairs that are kind of not making them look neat, but I mean, let's be honest, does everybody do that all the time? Like, I just couldn't bring myself to do it just to do a makeup video. So now I'm just gonna add that really bright purple onto my lower lid, just to give it some more color down there. And now I'm going to be adding some of that purple up here again. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add it in with my Sigma liner brush, or my angled brush, just to put some purple into the waterline. Okay, so now for liner, I'm actually really happy that they have a dark shade, because as you guys know, I love powder for liner. It's going to be this dark shade down here, and this one's called Smoked Amethyst. Again, such a pretty name. Same little brush. I'm just going to go add some depth and darkness to my lash line. Okay, so I don't really have a brand new mascara, so what I'm going to be using is my all-time favorite drugstore. This is the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara, and I'm just going to give my lashes like a nice thin coat of this, because I will be going in with some brand new lashes that launched from MAC. Okay, so that is it for mascara, and now I'm going to be attempting to go in with one of the new releases that was released by MAC. They released a bunch of new lashes to their lash line, and this one I am so excited to try. This one is called 82 Seductress Lash. So this is what the lashes look like. Like, how pretty are those? And I have to say, I have never tried any that kind of have those little like sections to them. So I am going to be applying these off camera, because sometimes it takes me a decade to make sure that the lashes are on right. So I will be right back. Okay, so lashes are on, and are these not the most beautiful lashes that you have ever seen? Like, I am obsessed with these lashes. I think they're like so sexy and so, I don't know, like there's something about them. They are just so wispy and romantic, and I think these are one of my favorite lashes by MAC so far. So again, if you guys wanted to go try these out, these are the new 82 lashes, and they are called Seductress Lash, and I can definitely see why. These give my eye shape like such a beautiful shape. Like, I absolutely love them. So now it's trying to figure out a lip, and I was kind of unsure, but I think I'm gonna go in mainly with a lip liner and then something on top. So first off, before I go in with any liner for a base product on my lips, I do love to go in with MAC Prep and Prime Lip, as this will definitely moisturize your lips and make everything glide on extremely smooth and keep it there. Alright, so that is the first step. Second step, I'm going to go in with Edge to Edge Lip Pencil by MAC. This is like a beautiful rosy pink. So if you guys haven't noticed, pink is definitely my go-to in terms of any kind of lip color. I do like wearing like some reds and some nudes, but like I always gravitate towards pink like the most. You guys probably noticed that by now. And one lip color that I think will look so cool on top of this one and kind of go with the look is actually one of these ones. These are called the MAC Grand Illusions, and I believe they're on their way out, so they are part of the MAC Goodbyes. So if you guys want to try one of these out, I would highly suggest going now before they are gone. But this one is called Rave Bunny, and this one has like a really cool like blue shift to it. So I'm just going to try and top my lips with this shade just to kind of see how it wears. So here is Rave Bunny on top of the edge to edge liner, and I have to say I actually really like it because the good thing about Rave Bunny is it does shift a little bit like bluey purple, so it goes really well with today's eye look. So I am really happy with how this turned out. Again, I believe this is part of the MAC buys, so I would hurry because I believe that these are 40% off right now. So check the website, check your nearest store if you want to get a hold of one of these Grand Illusion lipsticks. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look for today, and I have to say I am really pleasantly surprised with how everything came out. I absolutely love the Pat McGrath palette. All the shades blended out beautifully. They have really nice pigment to them. I loved the Hourglass palette. I think the foundation ended up working out really well when it was together with everything else. So if you guys suffer from dry skin, this will probably be your best friend because it is infused with hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and E, so it's almost like a little bit of skincare mixed into your foundation. If you have oily skin, I would kind of steer away from this as it does get a little bit dewy, but dry skin, this will be your best friend. So that ends today's video. If you liked what you've seen, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more by me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I just want to say thank you guys so much for your continuous support. It does not go unnoticed. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!